This moment! Ready. So I'm gonna take his soul. We ready. It ain't no doggone tomorrow, fellas. We ready for y'all. I want to see how bad he wants to play. We ready. Y'all feel that? Can you feel that thing? We ready. That thing is beating your doggone chest. We ready. Now, can you feel that? Can you feel that?
What's happening, everybody? This is the Philly Experience Podcast alongside Chris Stacker, Tanner Martin, Entire Hood. I'm your host, Max James. It's great to be with you on this Thursday, September 3rd. Tanner, back in studio today.
Yes, sir.
Woo!
How you guys doing?
We missed you, man.
Yeah. Ready to talk some
Damn time.
Phillies, Eagles, and whatever else we have in store today.
Yes, sir. Preseason was complete last week. The Eagles made final cuts. A couple of notable cuts they made were Josh Adams and Greg Ward Jr. The final roster is now set for Sunday's game against the Washington Redskins. The Philadelphia Phillies are 71-65, 2.5 out of the second wild card spot. Rhys Hoskins is snapping out of his slump at the right time, and Bryce Harper yesterday hit his 30th home run of the season. That was the third time in his career that he's hit his 30th home run in a season. And a couple of notable players I want to point out this year: Scott Kingery and JT Realmuto have really been consistent all season long. I just want to give them a quick shout out and a couple of side topics for later on in the show. Jadeveon Clowney to the Seattle Seahawks. And Shady McCoy signs with KC, reuniting with Andy Reid.
And screwed up my one fantasy draft.
What, did you want to take him and you missed him? Missed out on him?
Well, first off, let's get this out the way. I had a fantasy draft a couple of weeks prior to, and I got Damian Williams for a steal. All right? So I'm hyped. I'm excited because I know he's going to be the feature back. And all of a sudden, Shady signs with the Chiefs, which I predicted in the group text, by the way. Thank you, me. So I got livid because now I got to hurry up and try to find a flex. But it's all good. That's problems for another day.
Well, there's a lot of players out there on the free agent
I'll figure it out.
sheet, the free agent wire. But I want to start with the Eagles today. Obviously, a lot of anticipation, a lot of excitement for this upcoming weekend and this upcoming week because, game one Thursday night.
They want to see.
Packers, Bears on Thursday Night Football. You guys excited for that one, obviously? What are you guys looking for?
Yeah,
Always excited for a Bears and Packers game.
Absolutely.
It's always down to the wire.
Good NFC North matchup, man. Good rivalry, man. The Bears defense, I think they're going to be real dominant this year. Is Aaron Rodgers going to return to the Aaron Rodgers that we all know and love to see, especially under a new head coach? This is exciting, man. It really is.
All right, I want to start with the Eagles here. A couple of cuts that I wrote down here to start the show were Josh Adams, Greg Ward Jr., but do you guys have anybody that you think should have made the team that didn't?
Not off the top of my head. Funny enough, Clayton Thorson actually got signed by the Dallas Cowboys, which I find hilarious. Well, I wasn't that high on Clayton Thorson anyway. And then, he only had that one good preseason game where he actually looked decent. And then the fourth preseason game, he just came out and looked like hot booty.
So he gets signed to the practice squad or as their backup?
Practice squad, I believe.
Okay.
Practice squad, I believe. So it surprised me, but it didn't surprise me. But, it's a shame that we had to sacrifice a fourth-round pick that could have been used towards another player that you can add depth for. But you know what? It's all good.
That's just, I don't know. That move just makes me think this will come back to bite us in 4 years.
Really?
Dude, yeah. I never feel good about things like that. Ever. What? Ever.
Well,
really? Come on.
The good thing I
We're
really liked
Philadelphia.
Greg Ward during the preseason. I did watch a little bit, and I'm glad that they did sign him to the practice squad.
Yes.
And I'm glad he's still there for if we need him at any point.
Agreed.
But,
He's a good gadget player. I think he can do a lot of things, catch passes out of the backfield. Yeah. He was a quarterback at the University of Houston in college. Mm-hmm. So I thought he was a notable cut. Josh Adams, on the other hand, I get why he was cut. But again, he was picked up immediately. I just think there was so much talent in this. I shouldn't say, not talent, but then again, depth on this preseason roster that we had. And he got snagged by the Jets a couple days later. So he's a good running back, but again, we just didn't have any room for him.
We wouldn't have had to get rid of him if you wouldn't have signed Darren Sproles. But that's another argument for another day.
And Smallwood went and got signed by the Redskins, and he did say in an interview that he was looking forward to this Week 1 matchup against the Eagles to prove them wrong and to whoop up on them.
Well, he probably won't even play.
Yeah, he's
Geis and
number
Peterson.
4 on the. I think he's number 4 on the depth chart right now.
Man, that's
so.
ludicrous.
And look,
I can't believe he actually got picked up by a different team, to be honest with you.
Things like that happen where another division team gets a player like that just more for insight on, say, the Eagles. More insight. The
Yeah,
their
Redskins
offense.
get more. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. I mean, and y'all know how I feel about Wendell Smallwood. I did not value him very much. I personally didn't like him because, you know, there were times where he would look like a dominant back and everybody was like, okay, maybe he's finally turning around. Maybe he's finally getting decent. And then all of a sudden, he'll look like, you know, he's hitting the back of an offensive lineman. And I'm just like, dude, are you closing your eyes going through a hole? Like, what are you doing? Open your eyes. Hit the hole. Jump cut to the outside. Come on, man.
That's what she said.
Well, listen, one thing I want to point out is we know how talented this team is. We've been talking about it for weeks now. But the offensive line really hasn't played together as a whole unit all preseason long. Are you guys have any concerns with how they're going to start the season together as a unit and, you know, perform on the field
Yeah,
week 1?
I'm worried that they'll trip over themselves and lose to the Redskins.
You're actually worried that we might lose this game?
Dude, there's a small dude. I've seen crazier
Anything's
things.
possible.
Oh, I'm not saying. Yeah, I get that.
I've seen crazier things.
I mean, you're making it sound like you're a little worried, like you're nervous that we might actually lose. Like, you don't have any confidence at all going in?
Shut your yak.
Shut my ass.
Yo, T, do you have confidence
what?
going into this game?
I do. This is still the Washington Redskins. I mean, come on now. I mean, I don't expect. Listen, because the offense hasn't collectively been on the field together, I don't expect it to come out like a well-oiled machine, but I still do expect a victory on Sunday.
Divisional games are always different than, say, other games on the schedule. They always seem more difficult to win. And what player are you guys most worried about on the Redskins coming up Week 1?
Ryan Kerrigan,
Ryan
because he's a pain in the rear end.
I say Landon Collins because he's a do-it-all D-back.
How about you, Chris?
Let's go with Adrian Peterson.
Oh, wow.
You're nervous about Adrian
Number
Peterson.
2
Why
running
are you
back.
nervous about Peterson?
Hey, dude.
Man, that's ludicrous.
Guy's experienced, man.
I'm more worried
Remember
about Darius
last year what
Geis.
he did to us?
I'm worried
Remember?
about Josh
Yeah,
Norman.
and that's the sickening part. There was Mark Sanchez was in that quarterback, and he rips off that 90-plus yard run, and I'm just like, who the heck do you expect was getting the ball? I'm sorry.
Hey,
it's too early in the morning for this.
I was at that game.
Were you now?
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I mean, I'm also curious to see what Darius Geis can do. And when I say curious, I mean I hope he doesn't do anything. But then again, I also picked him up for fantasy.
You're not plugging him in the starting lineup, are you?
I wouldn't suggest that.
Not week 1.
I was about to say I wouldn't suggest that if I were you.
I
not
think
week
this
1.
team's going to have to outscore opponents in order to win games.
Exactly.
Almost kind of how like we did in 2017. We just put up points. And I don't know if this defense is as good as that unit was in 2017.
Yeah,
I think the offense is definitely better than it was in 2017, but I don't know if the defense is going to be able to hold up for a full 16 games, especially because the key guys that are on this defense really haven't played too much. Fletcher Cox being the most notable. I mean, where's he at with his foot injury?
They are expecting him to start Week 1 against Washington, so he is going to play on Sunday. And another notable injury is Ronald Darby. They said he's going to start. It's going to be him and Sidney Jones starting on those outside corners.
Is Rodney McLeod starting?
Yeah, Rodney McLeod. Yeah, he played in the preseason.
McLeod and Jenkins back there.
Yeah. So our backfield is going to be pretty sound. Yeah, but I just hope Ronald Darby, can catch up with the rest of the defense. That's the only thing I'm worried about. And then on top of that, like he's an average cover guy, but can't tackle to save his life, which is kind of one of the things that you need to do as a corner nowadays.
That's crazy.
So
Jalen Mills was placed on IR to start the year.
Y'all know how. Listen, y'all know how I feel about Jalen Mills.
You shouldn't cheer for injury.
I'm not cheering for an injury.
What do you guys think about this LeBlanc extension or contract?
That was interesting.
not?
that was interesting.
He got placed on IR too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like right after.
foot
Yeah, that's
injury.
the interesting part. They extend him, and then immediately, pretty much afterwards, there's a report out that they're placing him on IR. He's designated to return by week 8, and I found that pretty interesting.
I think they just wanted to lock him up.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
they just got faith in the guy.
Yeah, I mean it's hard not to. I mean, first play in a playoff game against the New Orleans Saints, you grab an interception from one of the greatest to ever do it. Drew
Where did he
Brees.
come from? Does anyone know?
I think Carolina. I think Carolina was his last.
Kind
team,
of a
if I'm
guy
not
that
mistaken.
just showed up one day.
Yeah, we were so
and
injured
we
last
started
year.
saying his name.
Yep.
He just stepped out on the field like week 8, 9, whatever it was last year because of all the injuries we had, and played well for us and got us into the playoffs and gave us a shot. Not him personally, but the team, the defense gave us a shot to be there in the end. Against New Orleans, obviously didn't work out, but I think this season, the early part of the schedule, when I look at Green Bay early on, I look at Atlanta early on. That's going to be 2 big tests for this defense with 2 good quarterbacks that love to throw it, Matt Ryan and Aaron Rodgers. So it's going to be interesting to watch.
I agree. And then, like I said, y'all know how I feel about defense. They have one of the best edge rushers in the game, and Mac, man. And dude, I don't think there's a tackle in the NFL that can stop him. I really don't.
Yeah, it's hard to disagree with that. I mean, Khalil Mack, man, I remember the one play last year, opening week, where he just stole the ball from Kaiser, picked it and ran it.
Yes.
It was a robbery.
Yes.
It's unfair, man.
It's stuff like that, man. He really is an argument for best defensive player in the NFL today, and it's hard not to argue that.
For a while, he was one of the top 5 for MVP for a good portion of the season too. So, I still remember a stat. I think it was week 3. They compared his stats to the whole Oakland Raiders defensive stats. He had more picks. He had more sacks, and I just thought it was crazy.
Yeah,
Dude's
it was.
nuts.
Yeah, I'm just anxious to see Carson, man. I just want to see him out there. And is he going to play like the 2017 Carson Wentz?
Now that is why.
Is he going to be out there? I just remember that first drive against, or I shouldn't say the first drive. I don't know if it was the first drive, but the game on 2 years ago against Washington where he's scrambling away, throws it to Aguilar. That's basically jump started the season right there. I mean, are we going to see that movement? Or are we going to see that arm, that deep ball arm?
Look, that's why. I'll be honest. Carson Wentz is why I'm nervous.
About the game? About the season?
About the season, dude. About the season. Just because I saw what he did in 2017, and I had such high hopes for 2018. Because I was like, man, how can we lose?
You could have.
How can we lose?
I agree, but you could have easily said the same thing about 2017 when he goes down. You're like, we had high hopes for 2017, and he goes as the season went on, I should say.
I think everyone had.
But he gets
lost all
injured,
hope.
and no one had any hope in
And
Foles.
then, the greatest quarterback of all time, Nick Foles, came in and what?
And then 2018, a lot of expectations again, and Wentz goes down. Here we are again, 2019, high expectations, man.
I'm so worried if he
Listen.
he can go through a whole season.
Listen, guys.
I know he did it one time, but that was coming up on 3 years ago.
Listen, guys, we keep bringing up the fact that, this team, that we have high expectations for this team, this, that, the third, and other. Look, that comes with the territory of winning the Super Bowl. Okay, there's going to be high expectations now from henceforth, now and forever.
You know what, T? I want to tell you something. I visited my aunt in Connecticut this past weekend.
All
right. You know who's up in Connecticut? New England fans. And you want to know what New England fans all say? I'm just prepping the Super Bowl party later.
Pisses me off.
Already sending out invitations. You think they're breathing hard? Nah. They're like, we got this in the bag.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. You think they're breathing hard up there?
No.
No, they're not. Okay.
So why can't we as Philadelphians embrace that?
I can feel the stress in my heart right now.
As Eagles fans, why can't we embrace the same thing New England embraces?
Because I'm worried about Carson Wentz.
And y'all need to stop with that. Okay? What's going to happen is going to happen. All right? Embrace the season. It's a beautiful new season. It's crisp outside. This is perfect football weather. As a matter of fact, I'm finna call some of my boys, and we finna play some football. Doggone it, I need to hit something.
It's a good thing I'm over here.
T's gonna play some touch football in his backyard.
Touch. No, we tackle on the ground.
Flag, Max, flag.
Man, we ain't playing no flag.
One more thing I want to hit on is as LaShawn McCoy starts the next chapter in his career, Will he go down as the best running back of the 2010s decade? He's got 9,969 rushing yards, which is first since 2010.
That's crazy.
65 rushing touchdowns, second since 2010. 2,191 carries, second. 80 total touchdowns is first since 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, ever since he
might,
left,
yeah.
ever since he left Philly, went to Buffalo. Buffalo's kind of the place where you don't really hear a lot, especially because how bad they have been for the last couple of years. They're looking to take a step forward this year and in the years to come. But again, I think it's hard to argue that because he's been the one guy that's been around. You see flashes in the pan. You see guys that have one crazy season or two or three crazy seasons, put up ridiculous stats, but maybe an injury holds him back or something like that. So you can definitely make the argument of it. I just don't know if he was consistent enough. If he stayed in Philadelphia, if he stayed in Philadelphia, I think you can make the case. But the fact that he went to Buffalo and now Kansas City, he's in there with Damian Williams, with Darwin Thompson,
Ruining my one fantasy draft.
he's going to get work, obviously.
I'm
but
sure he did it to personally attack you, T.
Well, he'll go down
I'm
in
sick of
history
this.
as one of the best Eagles running backs because he's already
Yeah.
our
Oh,
leading rusher.
definitely.
I don't know if I put him ahead of B West, but he's up
He's
there.
broken.
Oh.
He's broken B West's
Yeah,
stats.
but B
Yeah.
West was
Records.
just B West.
Yeah, I know. Listen, you got to stop being sentimental.
Talk
All right,
about
you guys
Brian
talk about
Westbrook.
me being sentimental. All
It's
right.
almost like that B Dog. B Dog will always be number one in my heart, man.
Well, B Dog is number one in everybody's heart. Come on now. Did you not hear that intro?
Nick Foles is number one. In my
Talk
heart.
about Westbrook and how we still talk about him, but his number. We already went into this, how his number's not retired or anything. Rudy Ford actually took his number yesterday when they were picking new numbers for the Eagles. So,
Rudy Ford, huh?
yeah.
I'm surprised how he actually made the team because he came in later on during the preseason in that trade. We sent Hester, that D tackle, out to Arizona, brought him in, and I guess he performed enough for the coaching
He's
staff
not your cup of tea.
in the last two. Hey, I haven't seen much of him. I can't say I haven't seen too much of him play, especially because the fourth preseason game was, who watched that, in all honesty? We scored 0 points and a bunch of guys that were going to get cut anyway.
I don't usually turn off football games, but even I turned that football game
It was
off.
hard to
All right,
watch.
that was brutal.
That was hard to watch.
You didn't whip
sorry.
out the film tape on that one, T?
Till
Very
2
little.
a.m.?
Dude, very little. I could not stand looking at that. That was
Don't you remember what you said in the group text?
what?
Tanner was like, "Yo, this is boring," and you were like, "Yo, this is great." Like, all right.
Singleton
I'm not putting up with it. It's
was
too much
having
horse.
an
too
impressive
much.
game, but he got cut. I guess it's just who you are as a player too,
Yeah.
as well as what you do on the field.
Yeah.
You see certain names perform in preseason because the starters never play. So you think, oh man, these guys are going to play a factor during the season, and then you forget sometimes about all the other players.
Right.
You may think and remember, oh, Fletcher Cox is hurt. That's why this guy's playing.
Right.
And then you don't remember that there's like 8 to 10 other guys that are also injured. They're still going to make the rosters because of their track record.
Right, exactly. And, those guys, for the most part, were out there to put film on tape, for other teams to be able to see them so that they can, potentially be picked up by another team. So, that was their main thing being there. And it's sad. Like Alex Singleton, he really did open my eyes. But, man, T.J. Edwards, I'm so glad he made the roster. T.J. Edwards is going to be a beast at linebacker. Look out for him during the
LJ
season.
Fort, did he make the roster?
I'm not sure yet.
Here, I can look it up.
Yeah.
LJ Fort was because we brought him in the offseason too. And our linebackers are one position of weakness just based on the fact that we lost Jordan Hicks. Nigel Bradham, I haven't seen him. He's been hurt all
He's
training
on the
camp.
Eagles.
Yeah. Okay.
he made
Okay.
Okay,
LJ Fort.
they said Nigel Bradham's going to start week 1 as well. So
They said all the stars are going to start week 1, but the thing is we haven't seen him. We haven't seen him as that whole unit together.
and that's true. That's one of the things that does kind of
does
raise
matter.
my eyebrow, and it
You
concerns.
shake off the rust,
Yeah,
man.
and it concerns me because that's the difference between a missed tackle or a missed assignment in coverage. It's things like that. And then from what I'm seeing and reading, Nigel Bradham's going to be the going to be the Mike linebacker. So he's going to get all the play calls into his headset. So, he's basically the default leader of the defense. So I just hope that he can really step in and, return to that Nigel Bradham that we all know.
I gotta ask you guys something. How do you feel about this running game we got?
Dude, I love this running game. To have, first off, 3 running backs. To have 2 running backs is good. But to have 3 Dude, seriously, you have your power back in Jordan Howard.
Oh yeah.
Then you have your shifty guy, your lightning in a bottle with Miles Sanders. Then you have your third down guy who you can use on screens and use out wide in 5 wide out sets in Corey Clement, and you can still also use Darren Sproles if need be. But the array of running backs that we have is really impressive. Like, there's no reason why this offense shouldn't be more balanced.
Yeah, that's something I want to bring up because I don't know if it's just I'm dumb or I just see things different. But I definitely see a lot of Andy, obviously because Doug Peterson was under Andy Reid for so long.
Right.
I see a lot of Andy Reid and Doug Peterson, and what I mean is does not rely on the run game as much as I would like him to. I feel like with this staff, we should see more of it because last year, our running game was so ineffective. Look, I know Josh Adams had a good season, but are you really going to hang?
Broke the rookie record.
You really, but it's like
He was our leading rusher last year.
Yep.
I know, but still, it's not like he wanted to hang his hat on Josh Adams. That's why
It's just circumstance.
Well, the thing,
because we talked about last year, Zach Ertz broke that record by Jason Witten. It's early. Shut up. But something I feel like made our offense so ineffective last year was the fact that Carson really favored his safety blanket, Zach Ertz, and I feel like it kind of made the offense really one-dimensional.
well, that's the thing.
And that's why, because something that was heavily talked about was when Nick Foles came in last year. Don't roll your eyes, whatever. When Nick Foles came in last year, he really spread the ball out, and surprise,
That's the misconception. You say he spread the ball out, but statistics show that Nick Foles threw as much.
He still threw
just as much to Zach Ertz as Carson Wentz did.
The argument is here, though, the offense flowed better.
Sorry.
It really did.
It
didn't
did.
it?
Yeah. It's why
If Wentz plays full 16 games last season, we don't make the playoffs, in my opinion.
I agree with that. I agree.
That's not yeah.
I guess it's safe to say Max is not on the Wentz wagon.
No, he's not.
Oh, no. All right. See, Chris missed. They're just.
Okay, look, I'm definitely more negative when it comes to Carson Wentz than Max is, and it's strictly because I'm just concerned about his health. Okay, he hasn't been able to play a full season since his rookie year. Okay, I know you said he's done it once. That was before
His
he
rookie year.
screwed up his leg and his back.
When I saw him come back last year, it was just a different version of him, and I get just 1 year removed, so that's why I'm not freaking out about it. I know his injury history, and again, with him coming up this season, right? I just want him to play like the 2017 Wentz, and I don't think we're going to see that because of the injury. I'm not saying he's not going to be good. All right, there was something about him that season that put him over the top. The plays that you see. But what about the play where there's 3 Redskins on him? He just came out of it. I don't think.
The funny part
is,
He was a magician.
I spent hours on that one clip, still trying to figure out how he did it.
I just think he's going to be more of a pocket guy, and he'll occasionally scramble. But again, another play, that Seattle play where he's getting chased to the sidelines,
and he
throws it down the
side.
throws it.
I just think we're going to miss that.
On a knee.
We're going to miss that magic. We're going to miss those special plays because I just don't think his knee's going to be, or even the coaching staff might just say, listen, play smart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like he's really handcuffed when it comes to his play in the field. They don't want him scrambling like he did.
And see,
it's what took him out that 2017 year.
And that's the reason why I think they bolstered up the running back position, because they want to go to a more balanced offense to be able to prevent him from getting hurt as much. Because listen, when you put the entire offense on Carson Wentz doesn't want to dink and dunk. Carson Wentz is a gunslinger. He wants to throw it down the field. All right, he wants big bombs. That's his game. All right. That's just who he is.
Throw it 70 yards to Deshaun.
I know, Carson, but you need to stay in the pocket and do it. All right? That's all I'm saying.
I know we already kind of talked about this, but like with the addition of Djax, I really do hope that opens up the field for, Ertz and Aguilar.
It will.
I mean, I guess it's just because I haven't seen the preseason yet, but.
Oh, it will.
I think Aguilar's going to have a sneaky good season this year. A lot of people coming into the year said that 1 year, $9 million is ridiculous for himself.
I agree.
Because of how he's played. But I think he's going to have a good season. I really think he's underrated, and I don't think a lot of people are going to key on him. They're going to key on Ertz. They're going to key on Jeffrey. I think even Arcega-Whiteside is going to get attention because people around the league knows how talented he is.
Oh, yeah.
I just think that leaves Aguilar open in the slot area. Those crossing routes right underneath. I think those little dump offs he can get and then run, because in open field he's got speed.
Well, like we just said, with the addition to Deshaun Jackson, that opens up everything, because the defense, man, you can go ahead and leave Deshaun Jackson one-on-one if you want to. All right, he's going to burn by your best corner. It's going to happen. All right, you can still argue that he's the fastest receiver in the NFL. And bar none, there's not many corners that can keep up with him.
It's hard to argue.
Ask
that.
Jalen Mills.
Once upon a time, he might have been.
Right.
But I think there's a
I
guy.
said one of, not the.
I think you said the.
I did not say the.
One-on-one. First of all, as a defender, having to react is just harder. You know, if he's
Yes.
one-on-one, D-Jax hits him with one move, he could be gone.
Yep.
Because
Oh,
he
yeah.
still has that breakaway speed. If the safety's up high, though, and he's one-on-one down low, but the safety has shadow coverage, then it's a different story. You know, he might not be the same guy who can just take the top off and blow by both of those guys. Because the safety knows he's going, and he's backpedaling, but he might not be able to turn in time and
Exactly.
before he really takes off. So
And which is another reason why, and actually I have a clip for you guys, and I'm going to show you guys after the show of an example of 12 personnel where they had Zach Ertz and Dallas Goedert lined out outside as wide receivers, and they had Nelson Aguilar and Alshon Jeffrey as receivers. And I think you're going to see a lot of that this year. It's going to cause a lot of mismatch because in 12 personnel with the 2 tight ends, a defense could be thinking, okay, they're going to run. Not necessarily. It depends on the personnel that they send out. If they send out a nickel package, then yes, most likely they're going to run. But if you send out your base package, which is 4 down linemen or 3 down linemen and 4-3 linebackers, then I can take you over the top because you don't have the DBs to keep up with my receivers. So I think this offense is really going to be, dynamic this year in that aspect.
I hope we see a lot of Miles Sanders.
I expect an excellent PowerPoint.
Now, T, you mentioned him earlier, but why aren't more people talking about Jordan Howard? He's third in rushing yards since 2016.
Miles Sanders. Everybody's on the hype train for Miles
Yeah,
Sanders.
but no one's talking about Jordan Howard.
And that's good because then he's going to catch people by surprise and start trucking some people. And that's exactly what I want.
Jordan Howard, I want him in the goal line situations.
I
I
hope
think
that's exactly.
Miles
I did
Sanders
draft
should be a
him
3-round.
for fantasy, but that was just I needed an extra running back.
You drafted Jordan Howard?
Okay.
Yeah,
What-
you can never really draft an Eagles running back.
Okay,
because-
wait.
That's true.
So this is something I want to ask, and it's related to our fantasy draft. Okay, you auto draft Christian McCaffrey.
Yes.
Which I think was kind of funny. Because look, I
Blame
don't
the
think
bots.
Christian McCaffrey is as good as people hype him up to be.
Not necessarily so.
Like, how much better is Christian McCaffrey than like Jordan Howard?
But look at it I look at it like.
am I-
Christian McCaffrey's better than Jordan Howard.
But I look at it like.
That much better?
Yes.
But you have to look at it in fantasy value. Jordan Howard is a runner, basically.
Yeah.
Christian McCaffrey can do it all. Catch passes out of the backfield, run, things like that. And then with Cam Newton being injured now, he's going to get more touches.
Now, I agree with you with that because, not going to lie, I watched a Panthers game, McCaffrey's rookie year, and I was like, he almost looks like a receiver with as many throws that were going to him. I'm like, he's a receiver. Oh, no, he's a running back.
I just want to explain the Jordan Howard situation first.
Sorry.
Tanner, like you said,
Sorry.
the first couple seasons when he was in Chicago, there really was no other running back. You didn't hear Tariq Cohen until last season, really.
Nope.
And that's probably why he got the majority of those carries, the majority of those touches, and they didn't really have another back. So that's why he got so many yards coming out of the backfield. But I think with Tariq Cohen now in play, Jordan Howard's basically expendable because they got drafted David Montgomery.
Yep.
Jordan Howard really didn't perform when he got the carries last season, and there's a reason he got traded to Philly. So I just think we have to temper expectations just a little bit because if he was this big time superstar running back, he wouldn't have gotten traded.
Right. Do you guys know who else is on the list for most rushing yards since 2016? Who's first?
Zeke,
Zeke,
Then second?
Todd,
Yep.
is it Todd Gurley?
Then third is Jordan Howard, and then fourth.
Christian McCaffrey.
Nope.
Melvin
Okay.
Gordon,
Melvin Gordon. Then fifth. Who's that fifth guy?
Le'Veon.
No.
No, he missed the season. He can't.
No, he can't. No.
He was talked about maybe a week ago. Something happened.
LeGarrette? No.
No, it wouldn't be Blunt. It wouldn't be. What's the matter
I
with
don't
you?
know. I'm trying to throw out guesses.
What's the matter with you?
His initials are LM.
Oh, Leonard. No.
Rhymes with Amar Iller.
Lamar Miller.
Yeah. Lamar Miller.
What is this? What is this?
Lamar Miller, another name. There really was nobody else there in the Houston backfield.
Right.
It was the Lamar Miller show, and he was even with Miami before that and played well.
Right. How do you guys think Duke Johnson's going to do now that he's a Texan and there's not really who else is on the?
They brought in Carlos Hyde.
Right.
Yeah, they
So
did.
I think
they're
he's
gonna-
going to be good. I think Dave
Were
Johnson's.
they on the same? Were they on the Browns at the same time too?
Yes,
Yeah.
they
Yep.
were.
Yep. I think those two
So
are
there
going to
you go,
mix
you got
well.
it.
You know, they're going to split. They're going to split the time between those two. They're not going to.
Yeah, Duke Johnson isn't a workhorse back, but he's
more of a receiving.
Yeah, he's still a good player though.
Yeah, he is.
When they first reported that they wanted to trade him, Cleveland, I'm talking about. I wanted to go get him. I thought he would benefit our backfield, really well because of the ability to catch passes and line up out wide too.
I hear you.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, they're going to split time between those two, I think, and that's pretty much how I see it. They don't necessarily want to put everything on running back. And nowadays, if you really pay attention, that's really what the NFL is going towards. Like, they're going away from the bell cow running back because, one, as you can see with these holdouts, it's costly, and two, it extends the life of the running back, while also devaluing the running back because all the offense is not necessarily on one person. Dallas Cowboys. Ha! That's all I got to say.
T, don't start.
Let's get into fantasy.
Cowboys are going to be good this year. You have to respect them. I hope they lose to the Eagles, but you have to respect them.
I respect them, but I know what their offense is built on.
Can we address something?
Yeah, okay.
About our fantasy?
Before we get into that,
Chris is like this whole other world fantasy. What is fantasy?
Well, let's get into who we drafted first and who we actually wanted to.
Okay.
So, T, start off. Who did you want to draft first?
I wanted...
And what was your pick?
Well, my pick was Christian McCaffrey. I wanted Alvin Kamara.
What number were you?
I was 3 or 4.
Okay.
I think you were 3.
Okay. I wanted Alvin Kamara, but he was taken away from me, so I had to settle, which is all good because I still got a pretty good pick. And then this guy, Max, took my next pick and Patrick Mahomes, but we going...
If you keep yelling like that, I'll mute your mic.
Chris, what number pick did you have?
I had the 6th overall pick.
He didn't know what to do. He was just like, throw a dart.
I picked Michael Thomas.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting.
Michael Thomas is a good player, but not a bad pick.
There's definitely other players that were better.
There were other players.
I was thinking about taking Todd Gurley, but... which I feel like I should have. I don't know. I'm not confident.
He's not going to have
I'm not confident in my team.
best year this year.
I'm not confident in my team. I would have. I was like, no one is dumb enough to let Alvin Kamara drop to me, but I really wanted him to. But
no, that was never going to happen.
That was not going to happen. I know that wasn't going to. I was just like, maybe something good will happen to me for once. Anyway.
Yeah, well, you...
I took Zeke 2nd overall because if he comes back...
Who's bold?
He's the best running back in football when he's playing, and I feel like
when he's playing.
Yeah, when he's playing, that's the issue.
Well, they'll get him out there. We'll see. They'll run him out there.
Since we're already on you and talking about running backs that you drafted, who was that other running back you drafted after Zeke?
What did Melvin Gordon?
Yeah,
is that what we're talking about? Yeah,
that's
Melvin Gordon.
Pretty bold.
It's
that's
stupid.
You're putting your team on the line with that one.
How you
because. If they do play, I get your point. If they do play, then that's a great team you have.
I want to win, man. If they play, then I think I got a good shot. If they don't, then I'm in trouble.
Because I know a guy last season that drafted Le'Veon Bell, and he was optimistic in his return. He's like, he's coming back week 3, and then just every time it kept getting pushed back.
I drafted Le'Veon Bell last year in my fantasy draft, and I was so livid.
Well, I had the 9th overall pick, and that's kind of a very bad pick in my opinion. It's like you want to be 3 through 5.
Yeah,
that's the best part of the draft.
Yeah,
but I had 9, and I was one guy that I wanted Saquon first with if I had an early pick.
Yeah,
but I knew he was going to go first.
Oh, easily. But
I got Juju instead.
Man, that's a good pickup.
I felt comfortable with the pick.
That's a good pickup. Yeah, that's a good pickup. Hey, and then in the last round, I stole a player.
No,
from all of you. I stole the player that everybody was aiming for because everybody had forgotten about him. And I said, I'm going to fleece somebody for a quarterback. Chris, tell them who I drafted. Admit it.
The 2019 NFL MVP, Nick Foles.
Wait, whoa. Hey.
You piece of Swiss cheese.
I'm fleecing somebody for a quarterback.
Yeah,
okay,
you are.
Listen, it's Nick Foles, all right? We got other quarterbacks out there left in our fantasy. We got.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I hope no one has to pick Jameis Winston because I'm sorry.
No.
but there is Jimmy G, Josh Allen if you need one, Joe Flacco.
Flacco.
I know Derek Carr is still out there. Jacoby.
Yep.
Hey, I mean, one that I think if he's
This is all fantasy people.
if he's lucky, I feel like a guy who could get you some points is Matt Stafford. If he's lucky.
Matt Stafford's a quarterback that's just here.
I might have it again.
He's just here every
What
season. You don't really hear anything about him.
All right, you guys are gonna have to Beatles this.
There's some technical difficulties.
Nah, jeez.
I mean,
We can still hear you.
Hey, you still got Andy Dalton out there.
Okay, listen, Andy Dalton.
Fitzmagic.
When is his job gonna get taken?
Wow. Jeez.
No, I'm serious. He's not that great of a
No one
quarterback.
connects with AJ Green like Andy Dalton.
Yeah.
Try plugging that in. No, the other thing. Yeah, that. Like, push that down and talk.
No.
All right, we're gonna move on.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
Max, you're just gonna have to have a muted mic. Okay.
Speak loud.
So, what are you guys' matchups week 1?
Oh,
I'm
I'm going up against Matt Ryan, and I have Baker Mayfield. Then a James Conner against a Nick Chubb, Leonard Fournette against a Freeman. So I don't know. I'm feeling pretty confident.
I know I'm gonna beat Chris this week. And that's gonna happen. So,
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
No, I'm gonna beat you.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
Max, you want to take my mic over here?
No, because
Look.
All right,
Yeah, I don't
let's
know.
just do it. Let's just hop into the Phillies real quick.
Hey, they don't want to hear it today.
Oh, but come
Every
on.
time they win, there's one person in this room that's always like, "Oh, here they are."
Damn it, let's go.
Yeah, we're going backwards, man. Come on, man. Come on. We started the show off great, and now we got to be talking about an irrelevant team. Come on.
I want to do something. Max, you've convinced me of something because
There's still
a
hope.
couple weeks ago. Look, I know you don't have a mic, but you're still in the room, and I want to address this for you and the millions of loyal listeners we have. No, but there was a couple weeks ago where I ripped apart Bryce Harper, and I think it was a little deserved because I'm like, yo, man, you're the second richest guy in the league. We need you to come through, man. And I look, you know what? Now my mic's gone. Now it's back. There we go.
All right, the Phillies are 71 and 65, and they're 2.5
You know what?
games out of the second wild card
Looking
spot.
at Bryce Harper's stats, he is on pace as far as RBI wise to have the most RBIs in a single season. And
Hello?
he's literally
He's
2
back.
RBIs away from having the most RBIs in a single season. And you know what, Max? I think he convinced me
What did I? Oh, sweet.
that Bryce Harper is having a solid year.
I thought you were saying because
Yeah, he's having a solid season.
I thought you guys were gonna say I'm a miracle worker that just fixed Max's mic.
Hey, T,
We're
thank you for
talking
fixing
Phillies
Max's
right
mic.
now.
Yeah, they're irrelevant.
Look, I mean, he's still 12 away from most home runs he's hit in a career, but or in a season. But he has 99 RBIs. Like, what else can you ask from the guy?
30 home runs and 99 RBIs.
He's 2 away from breaking his personal record.
The reason we're losing this season is
We
because of the
suck.
pitching.
Pitching sucks.
But again, Drew
Yeah,
Smiley kept
it's
us in the game
pitching.
yesterday.
It's really the pitching that's just brought us down. And was our pitching even that great last year?
Not really.
No.
Clint
But it
Tack
wasn't
relied
as
on-
bad, and we still. What was our record last year? Does anyone remember?
Well, I think we were like 81 and 83.
Yeah, something like that. I can look
We were
it
below
up.
500 just because of that slump at the end of the year.
That's right. We had a chance at the very end of the year.
But this season's going to be different. This season, 71-65 is pretty good. We're still 2.5 out. Unfortunately, everybody won yesterday.
80 and
We're
82.
chasing
80 and 82.
80 and 82. Oh yeah, my math. So I'm not into math. I said, what did I say? 81 and 83.
Yeah, something like that.
that's-
Something like that.
But well, I mean, every time like Tanner said, every time they win, we feel like we're back on the bandwagon. Except for T over there.
Nope.
But I don't know.
It's
Listen,
the most wonderful time.
all right, enough of that.
the year.
Cincinnati for 4 games, Chris. These are games you have to win.
Yeah, all
You know.
4. Look, I don't care about who Cincinnati has. You're a better team.
And the Mets come up this weekend. Doesn't get any easier, but
Man, that game where Nola started, that pissed me off because he goes through
Bunch of low life.
7? Was it 7? I only gave up 1 run.
Yeah.
And we entrust the rest of the game to the flipping bullpen. Give up 5 runs in the 8th, 5 runs in the 9th.
It didn't work out
What's
for
he
us.
here for?
What's he?
That did not work out for us.
Just why is Nola the only pitcher who can pitch a game?
And that's the reason why you guys, I find it funny that you guys are still optimistic about the Phillies. Oh, there's still hope for them. They're going to go to the playoffs. Yeah.
2.5 out,
They're
T.
2.5 out. I know we said 2.5 out last week and 2.5 out the week before.
As my partner would say, wow.
Wow.
Tanner, you don't think the Phillies make the playoffs?
Hey, I would like to see them make the playoffs, but they're just not consistent enough, and I don't want to see them in the playoffs playing this terribly.
The one time we need,
I want to see him in the playoffs.
All right,
regardless.
the one time we need the Mets to come through for us. Did they get swept by the Cubs last
Yes.
week? They
And
got
then they
swept
took 2
by the
out of
Cubs.
3 from us. So
They got swept
Max
by the
just
Cubs.
wants that Phillies playoff T-shirt. That's why
I
he
want
wants
that
us.
Phillies
pretty
playoff T-shirt.
Hey, I want them in the playoffs because you never know. You never
Right,
know.
I agree.
Look, I'm not betting my money on the Phillies if I see Jason Vargas or Drew Smiley out there. But you never know.
We're gonna need some help from the Cubs, though.
Yeah. Dude, oh my God.
I'm sorry, but yeah, you guys can continue being optimistic.
I'm going to mute your mic.
Starting Thursday, I'm going to start breaking down some beautiful NFL film.
Thursday.
Yep,
Oh,
Thursday.
yeah, Thursday. I was like, we're not back here. No.
So,
right.
yeah, you guys can, keep your optimism over there, all right? I'm going to stay in the positive realm and talk about something that's relevant, and that's the NFL.
I'm not saying good things are going to happen, but if good things happen, you're not allowed to enjoy them.
I am pissed
Now,
off.
Chris, I agree with you. Football is better than baseball. So let's transition to college football.
Woo! Yo, man, that
Who's your guys' favorite this
Notre Dame.
season?
Notre Dame.
Notre
Ooh.
Dame.
Yeah.
Clemson.
Okay.
Clemson, man.
I hate you, T. Clemson, you homer.
Look, man, they got the best quarterback in the country on their team, man. Trevor Lawrence is a monster.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
a fool would disagree with that.
You and Trevor Lawrence.
You're doggone right. Me and Trevor Lawrence. You're doggone right.
Yeah. I like Florida.
Ooh, that's
I like
good.
the Gators.
That's called.
What is that? My boy Felipe Franks.
It might be just because I was in Florida a week ago.
It's stupid.
All right, let's
Past
just
two
knock it.
shows.
Let's literally. We'll get back to that. I just want to touch on this real quick to wrap up the NFL, and then we'll hit the college. Clowney to the Seahawks. We got to the shady point already with Clowney to the Seahawks. What do you guys make of that?
I'm a little disappointed because I kind of did want Clowney here because I look at our defensive end situation and it kind of does bother me. Like, I'm not worried about the starters. So I understand why Howie Roseman didn't pull the trigger because he felt like he has confidence in Derek Barnett and Brandon Graham. I personally don't have that much confidence in Brandon Graham. But, I understand why he didn't pull the trigger. My whole thing is, you're kind of going to need... I'm still kind of worried about those backup defensive ends, Vinny Curry, and I believe it's Deshaun Hall. Now, Deshaun Hall did perform during the preseason, but regular season is a whole different animal, so I have yet to see how he's going to perform.
I feel like if Howie Roseman wanted to make this deal, it would have happened.
Yeah.
Just something that
Yeah, I agree.
it's not that big of a deal.
I agree. And then the one thing that does concern me was once the trade went down, it went out that Jadeveon Clowney stated that, the team had to promise that he wasn't going to get franchise tag. So he was going to be able to explore free agency.
After the season's over.
Yeah, which was a concern of mine because I'm like, you're one of the
Giving
best.
up a big time.
Right,
piece.
right. Like you're one of the best edge rushers in the NFL, and now all of a sudden, I don't have your rights to you.
Yeah.
I kind of got a problem with that as an NFL GM, thinking about it from his standpoint of view. So, it is
Yeah, I'm
what it
kind of
is.
glad we didn't get him. I know how talented he is, but there's a lot that goes into it that circumstances I just didn't like. So
Yeah, I think So, all the best to the Seahawks. They got a heck of a player for 1 year, but who knows after that 1 year?
Thank you. I
that's the
got
whole
Russell
thing.
Wilson. Thank you.
all right, we got 15 minutes left here. What do you guys want to hit? Anything?
Man,
Jeez,
Colin-
let's talk Philadelphia Union. No, I'm just kidding. I don't even know how good they are.
Apparently
They're in
actually
first place.
pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah. Apparently they're actually pretty good.
They actually just beat Atlanta United over the weekend, 3-1.
Did they?
Yeah,
I don't know if that's good or bad.
I can talk some soccer with you, Chris, if you want to.
Dude, I saw one Union game like 4 years ago.
Never mind. All right.
Slide tackle, goalie, penalty shot. That's all I got.
T, what do you got?
Fake
Goalie,
injury.
that's it.
Man, look.
Fake injury.
Man, getting back there. Man, let's talk
All right,
about something relevant.
let's get to college football.
Yes,
again.
please. All right, that Auburn game. First off, there's no reason why Auburn should have won. That was disappointing. All right, I'm just saying. And by the way, Oregon, you are overrated.
It's
all right.
It's pronounced Oregon.
I don't care.
And by Oregon, overrated T.
Yes.
they got a great quarterback though.
Man, he's overrated too.
Oh, jeez,
Dude, he
Come on.
he was sailing passes.
He was trying his best out there first team.
Oh, come on.
I think
trying his best.
every quarterback
All you
tries
can
their best
ask
for
for.
the
Trying hard out
all
there.
you
Why are
can
you
ask.
throwing him under the
Oh,
bus?
come on. Because, dude, it's the simple passes. Oregon's offense isn't that complex. All right? Their main thing is, hurry up with tempo, dink and dunk, easy passes, get the ball out the quarterback's hands quick, boom. Same thing as Chip Kelly when he was there as the head coach. Man, they suck.
All right, well,
Sometimes-
listen,
Justin
they're
Herbert
ranked
stinks
11th in the
things.
country for a reason.
Sometimes
so
it's the simplest thing.
Wow.
they do not suck.
Okay, I'm not going to say they suck. Maybe that might be a little too much, but I think Justin Herbert is overrated. I'm just saying. He was getting hyped up the entire offseason. That's all I kept saying was Justin Herbert this, Justin Herbert that.
About Bo Nix, the quarterback from Auburn.
Oh yeah.
Yes. That's
Now
a good
that
one.
guy,
Yes.
he's pretty good.
I
didn't
agree.
see. I mean, he was. What was he? Is he a true freshman this year? Because I didn't hear from him last year. I'll tell you that. And he comes in there week 1, beats Oregon. I know it was a neutral site, but that's still impressive.
Yeah, that's true.
And they were ranked 16th, I believe.
Yeah,
They'll
something like
definitely
that.
bump up higher now.
Oh, definitely.
Let's talk about a player that changed his team and had a great game on Saturday.
I think I know who you're going to talk about.
Who am I talking about?
I think you're going to talk about Jalen Hurts.
Yes, sir.
Doggone right. Yo.
Dude, amazing.
Great game from
Yes,
Jalen
he
Hurts.
did. Yes, he did. That's
What, like, how many offensive yards?
that man had 300. I know it's
500?
over
Was it
300.
5? Close,
Yeah.
Was it a
I
little
think it was close to 500.
close to 500?
Yep. 6 TDs. Dude, he went off. Dude, that was incredible.
I don't know if Oklahoma, the big question mark with them is their defense. Last year, they really gave up a ton of points.
They played on Sunday. My fault. I said
Sunday night. No, it's all right.
Yeah, just.
But again, can they sustain this for a full season? Because they did play Houston, which is no pushover.
No.
But they did give up, what did they give up, 24?
Yeah, something like that.
Oh.
I mean, that's something light. But that's the thing, though. Like, I don't think you can expect Jalen Hurts to come out and keep having games like that. Talented quarterback.
They were home, too. It was at Oklahoma.
Right. So, you kind of got to, defense kind of got to step it up a little bit. Giving up 24 points.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
Because
That's
there's going to be
not good.
teams where you're playing, like when you're playing Texas or somebody like that, who's
Right.
going to be in the game, you know?
Right. Now, Alabama game. Now, everybody's.
Alabama Duke.
Now, everybody's high on, Tua. I'm still hit and miss with him.
Tanner likes Jerry Judy.
Yes. Now I do agree with Tanner. Jerry Judy got some moves, man. He's an excellent route runner.
He's
But,
great. He's going to be a top 5 pick.
That
I
game was
agree.
3-42.
Yeah, but still, Tua was still inconsistent, man. Tua, like some of his passes were sailed, and there was times where I was questioning his decision making on the field, and I'm just like, why did you throw that football? Where were you looking at? Like, that's the thing. In college, defenses are almost predictable because they pretty much show you what they're doing. Because they're not yet at the NFL level concept yet. So they're showing you what they're doing. And I'm calling it out. I'm like, all right, they're blitzing off the weak side. They're blitzing off the strong side. Hey, look out for that. You need to shift your offensive line. He wasn't doing none of that. Oh, boy.
You're so smart.
Yeah, look,
I'm triggered again.
No, you're
You're so
all right.
smart.
I'm triggered again.
Do it.
I
Nick
think
Foles is the best.
Let me tell you something. There's times when I say this. I hate college football because, especially in terms of quarterback, because they simplify everything for them.
I mean, it's college.
I understand that, but how am I supposed to know if you're pro ready if your play calls are coming from the sidelines and they're all all these hand signals and whatnot, and they're telling you what the audible stuff like that? What happened to reading a defense and changing the play according to? That's how you know you have a really good quarterback on your hands.
Because-
does he have the ability to read what the defense is going to do before the snap?
Look, T, I'll put it like this. You could have the best quarterback in the world on a team, but you could have, 10 other me's out there. and
That's a
that
horrible team.
quarterback is not going to perform.
No,
All
I know.
right?
That is a pretty bad team.
Yeah, that,
So you can't look. Okay, I know the quarterback. You know, he's the guy who runs it. All right, but
You're always on your back.
exactly.
look, but still, like, how am I supposed to evaluate? Like, it makes it harder as a scout to be able to evaluate a quarterback if, you know, in the pros, I'm expecting you to read who the Mike linebacker is every play. I'm expecting you to pre-diagnose what the defense is going to do before the snap. I'm expecting you to, at times, also control the protection on every play. All right, how am I supposed to be able to trust you with that if you don't show me that in college and everything you get is coming from the sideline?
Like I said, it might not matter.
Do we have a news alert sound that you can play real quick?
We will.
Well, we're working on that. Go ahead.
The Dallas Cowboys have signed right tackle Lael Collins to a 5-year extension.
Okay, I thought I was expecting Zeke. And I was like,
Nah.
no.
I kind of did that just to fool Max over
I
there.
kind of wanted to hear Zeke sign, but he'll sign. Just relax. Give it some time.
No.
Best running back in football. I wish he played for the Eagles.
I mean,
Who don't?
How much
Listen,
money
man.
do the Cowboys have left? Does anyone know?
$0.
more than me.
Very short. It can't be much.
They'll always have money with Jerry Jones. Though.
More than
You know,
me.
we're talking about cap room money. Cap room.
That's
We're
fair.
talking about Brad.
We're talking about.
They still got to sign
cap.
Amari Cooper, who
That's what I'm
at this
saying.
point,
They're-
at this point, I think he's going to
They're
leave.
extending
I think
guys like that, but they're not doing anything with the real guys.
They can't. They're going to sign. Well, they didn't sign Dak yet. They're going to sign Dak. They're going to sign Zeke, and the guy that's going to be out is Amari Cooper.
You think when this all goes through, Dak and Zeke are they're gonna be in the news together for their contracts at the same time? They're gonna do that?
The way this is going, it's possible.
Man, that's ludicrous.
Might be possible.
Yeah, with Dallas, anything is possible. I will agree with that. But yeah, they keep extending other players other than their main players, which is interesting to me because you know their offensive line. Like, okay, Lael Collins, he's a good tackle. I'll give him that. He's a good tackle. So I understand they're trying to keep their offensive line in place, but their offensive line isn't as dominant as it was in years past. So I understand a Lael Collins you wouldn't have let go, but you're still missing out on the core of your offense. All right, you still have yet to pay Zeke. You have yet to pay Dak Prescott. You have yet to pay Amari Cooper. Your main 3 offensive parts, who, by the way, will be very hard to replace.
But according to T, defense wins championships.
You're doggone right they do. You're doggone right.
Defense. Huh. In the NFL, T, it's different. This isn't old school, football, basketball, or defense. You really lock in. You'll put up points enough to
How
win.
did we win the Super Bowl?
You
Nick
outscored
Foles
everybody.
yeah.
Listen, look at Patrick Mahomes last year. Just slinging the ball. He threw
Yeah.
over 5,000 yards.
Does
This
he
is
have a ring?
offense.
And does he have a ring?
Well,
Here we go with this
he
ring.
may-
Oh,
Might.
jeez.
He might have a ring. You gotta get.
T, we put up 40 plus on the Patriots. That was offense. We gave up 33.
You're right.
It's
but what
offense.
was the one play
Offense won
What
this.
was the one play that defined the game?
That secured the victory, but we were
They still
up
got the
big
ball
time.
back after that too.
Yes,
There could have been
they-
a Tom Brady Hail Mary at the end.
Yes.
We were all expecting it too. I
Yes.
was ready for my heart to get
Yeah,
broken.
I was ready for it.
Oh, everybody
That ball
was.
bounced. I was like, all right,
man.
Gronk's gonna get it.
Oh, everybody was. But at the end of the day, defense won out.
And we gave up over 500 yards to Tom Brady. So you can't be sitting here telling me that defense was championships, especially that season when we scored 41 and gave up 33.
Dude, come on, man. Brady.
505 passing yards.
Yeah, and the
Defense got shredded.
Yeah,
They got
and
shredded.
But the defense stepped up when it mattered the most, Max, and that's the main point here.
It did for one play that mattered. They got the ball, but we scored a lot of points.
I mean,
It's an offensive league. It's a passing league.
contributed more to that Super Bowl? Nick Foles or Brandon Graham?
Here we go.
Nick Foles.
Nick Foles.
You can't even argue that.
Nick Foles.
Come on, guys.
It's a passing league now. It's an offensive league. Firepower.
I don't know. Jake Elliott had a pretty important job that game.
He did too. Hey, he did too. He still missed one.
Maybe more.
Jake
than
Elliott
Brandon
is
Graham.
inaccurate at times.
At times.
Yeah.
At times,
That's
yeah.
called inconsistency.
Yeah.
But when it matters,
You have one job as a kicker.
I think he thinks about it too much. I mean, that one where he kicked the 60, whatever one, he just kicked it as hard as he could and went in. I think he's just got to be like, I'm just going to kick this. He's like trying to, I don't know. Sometimes he just feels like he always hits it left.
He's
or hits
trying to be Adam Vinatieri out there. You can't be Adam Vinatieri. You got to just be Jake Elliott. Jake Elliott.
For me, his 30,
understand what I'm saying to you?
every time he kicks, I'm not like, okay, he's going to make this. Because I've seen him miss like 35, 40 yarders.
Yeah.
Right, and those in the NFL really
That can't happen in the NFL.
Yeah,
That
those
can't
should be
happen.
chip shots, pretty much.
This isn't college.
And then once again, like you have one job. Like there's one thing kickers do in practice: kick the stinking ball through the uppers. Now, if you
Practice, we're talking all season. We're talking training camp. We're talking off season. That's all they do.
Now, Jake Elliott can mess around and be inconsistent if he wants to. I will tell Howie Roseman to hire Carly Lloyd to kick footballs in the NFL
I was just
because
gonna get into
apparently
that,
she
yeah.
can do
Go
it a
ahead,
whole lot
Tanner,
better
what
than
do
some
you
of these
got?
kickers
I
out
was
here.
going
I
to
mean-
get into how do you guys feel if we had a woman kicker in the league?
If she scores points, great.
Yeah, but how you going to protect her? And
My
then
high school had a girl kicker.
really,
Yeah, and she actually made ESPN because she laid a guy out on the sideline.
I remember that. It was like,
Really?
Yeah, I
Wrecked
remember
him.
that. Oh yeah, that was that was crazy because that went viral. I remember that.
oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, Max, how would you feel if we had a woman kicker? In the
I
league?
wouldn't be very confident.
There would have to be.
Wow.
I wouldn't know. How would you
Look,
go
it's
about
nothing
that
against-
with?
If
Listen,
she plays,
listen,
if she
listen,
plays a
listen.
sport that involves
Listen.
kicking a ball for a
Listen.
living, I would hope she would do well.
It's not that she can't do it. It's just the video that went viral was she took like 3 extra steps than a normal kicker would. There was no rush coming at her. I mean, what if it gets blocked? Then she's on defense. She's going to get trampled like a stampede.
I feel you.
You know? So it's not that she can't do it. It's just
That's the part that I do worry about. Like it's stuff like that, man. Because you got 300 pounders coming at you. That's a lot.
I mean, then she's like on defense. Like she got to tackle somebody. Like, come on.
yeah, that's true.
Slide tackle. Yep.
We think a punter having to tackle somebody's bad. I mean, Carly Lloyd out there trying to tackle somebody.
There is. I don't know.
And then
which
they'll be like,
team
oh,
it
she
was.
got hurt. Like, what are you doing? Hurting her. You know, the whole thing. It's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There's a video
What's the problem now?
on Instagram of this punter. I forget which team it was for, but he got absolutely laid out the other day. He was trying to recover from a muffed punt, and he picked it up and just got clotheslined.
Yes.
Oh
Ruined.
man.
Yes. Agreed.
Yeah.
What?
Agreed. Doggone it, Max. I'm sick and tired of you derailing this show.
Breaking the fourth wall.
I am sick of this. All right.
Hold on. Sometimes you get there's these windows
This
over
weather
here.
is so nice out here. But
I'm
anyway,
not putting
yeah.
up with it. It's too much horse shit. It's too much.
Jeez.
When do the Flyer season start?
October. Why do I know that? Yeah, I do.
What are you guys
I wanna
most
see
excited
people rip their
about
heart out
for
of their
this
fucking
upcoming
chest.
Flyers season?
You're gonna watch hockey this year?
No, I was just giving a topic.
Hey,
I will
excited.
watch. I will watch a little bit more hockey this season.
I'm always excited, but I just have a funny feeling they're just going to hurt me again, like they have since 2012.
No, I think this year's gonna be different.
If okay,
To have a good
something-
team, they have
okay,
bets.
look,
T,
I'll
don't
put it
point.
this way. I'll put it this way.
I give you a half an hour for football. You got to give me 5 minutes on hockey.
Look, I'll put it this way. Okay, the thing with Ron Hextall,
Nobody cares about hockey, Max.
he was. Hey, quit yucking
Your
my
best
yum.
friend over here does.
Quit yucking my yum. That's my yum, man. Quit yucking it. Okay, no. The thing with Ron Hextall was he was great at drafting people, and then he wouldn't play the people he would draft. Now, with Chuck Fletcher at the helm, hopefully some of these guys that Ron Hextall drafted will get a chance to actually play. And I hope that just turns everything around because they have just been bad since 2012. And
I
I'm
can't wait
sick
for
of
that
it.
home opener. I mean, at least they make the playoffs, unlike other Phillies sports
They
teams.
make it every other year. I mean, they are on schedule to make it this year because they, missed last year.
True.
And yeah,
Well, they had no shot in hell. They had 12 goalies last year they used.
yeah, which is stupid. At least we have Carter Hart now.
Yeah, and we have good veteran defensemen.
Carter Hart, who might be the best goalie we had since the 80s.
Is an outrage.
All right.
I
let's-
met Carter Hart just to let everyone know.
Yeah, I know.
All right,
I still
T,
love the way you told that story. You were like,
let's-
"Who's this guy?"
Let's shut it down.
All right, so y'all missed any of this episode, you can always go to philly-experience.simplecast.com. We are available on all major platforms: Google Play, Apple Music, Spotify, iHeartRadio, YouTube, and more. Now, doggone it, it's football time. I don't want to hear no more about the doggone Phillies. I don't want to hear no doggone hockey up till October, all right? Let's go.
You'll be
Let's go,
sorry.
Birds.
Next week, we'll be here to talk about all the college football games, all the NFL games that transpired over this upcoming
I am
weekend.
Pissed off.
So everybody tune in next week.
And hey, if the Phillies have a good week, you'll be sorely disappointed, T.
Shut your yap.
You'll be sorry.
Yeah, sure.
You'll be sorry, because, hey, the Reds are no problem. The Reds are...
Tune in next week
I'm going to regret saying that.
at this early hour of 8 a.m.
See you guys.
It's ridiculous.